they go at the first centre bounce. Fell at their feet. James is there, diving in Primus. He's over the ball, dragged down. There we go. Not completely unexpected, but they have to be careful. Free kick plucked out of this. It's going to Mead. Big roar. They won the toss. They get the first free kick. First kick. There's a fight inside the centre square. Two players wrestle. Meantime, there's an opportunity. Burgoyne on the burst. That would have been a classic start, but he's missed.
It's that kind of speed. A few of those players in the Port side, and Burgoyne was an example of that. Hit the pack hard, got the crumbing possession, and broke clear. But at midfield flurry, it has to be controlled aggression under pressure.
Prosciutto. Welcome around to Australia to Football Park in Adelaide. Showdown number 1. Less than a minute play. Port scored a behind. They won the toss. They're going right to left. Here's Smart leading in the race to the ball. Mead is with him. Across the line it goes. Glorious day in Adelaide. Very gentle crossing breeze blowing towards the outer side. Port bench. McCartney, one side, will have a record of 1-3 at the end of the afternoon. Johnson towards half forward. Bond was there. Prosciutto did nicely. Gets it away to support. Rintoul's kick ill-directed. Wanganeen's in the road. The champ comes away from the half-back line towards midfield. Dickey not paid the mark. Bickley falling to the ground. Lockwood tried to knock it on. Opportunity for Wilson across the body. Well played. Taken up the ground by Fabian Francis to the run of Brown. A couple of bounces. Left half forward. Vacant goal square. He goes for it. Will it run on? Bounces once. Pulls up. Tregenza gets back in the nick of time and touches it right on the line. Cliffhanger.
It's a different David Brown in a Port Guernsey. I think he just looks like he's gained a couple of yards of pace, but playing as a genuine on-baller now and running hard with the ball at 6 inches from a very good start for Port.
Rodney Jamieson is a beautiful kick, and that was no exception as he finds Mark Prosciutto way out at half-back. He drives it low. Oh, some good, strong play by Port, taken by Ben Hart. He's got support from McLeod. McLeod coming through half-back and drives it long to half-forward. Nigel Smart on the lead. Couldn't take the mark. Hotly pressing him is Darren Mead. This is Bond. Breaking away with it. That's Shane Bond. On to Fabian Francis, who drives it long. A chance for a mark here by Brewer, who couldn't quite hang on to it. McLeod goes for the boundary line, and it will be a throw in about 20 metres around from the Port goal.
Conditions terrific. Reached our maximum. Things starting to hot up here. Lade slaps it wide. Bickley kept it in. Bickley comes away from fullback. Embers side with the kick. Running with the flat of the ball is Dickey. Will it sit for him? Nicely played. Lyle, he's about 80 metres from goal. Back towards centre half forward. Well done. In front it's Brewer. Just outside the attacking 50. Got in 2 grand finals, both of them losing grand finals for the Cats. Floats it down to the pocket. Lade will almost. Close to the line. McLeod comes away, was pushed in the back, and the ball slides across the face and will be thrown in.
So it's deep in that forward pocket. Port, impressive so far. They're putting a lot of pressure on the Crows players. Both sides trying to gain the ascendancy early. Downsborough against McCartney. Mark Prosciutto crashes his way through the pack, drives it back. Lyle's underneath it. Oh, he's been in good form and he takes a good mark. Port supporters look on. Very impressed with that mark. So Braden Lyle, former West Coast Eagle, driving it across the ground. Tregenza read it well and has taken the mark. Off he goes. The hand pass out wide was by Brett James, the former Collingwood player. Now Brewer gives it off to Fabian Francis. They've got a chance here. This is Cummings, too slow. That's holding the ball. And he just was not aware, Lee, of the player around him.
No, it's easy from us. We've got the whole ground in front of us, but he certainly was always going to have a tackle from behind, but wasn't aware of it, holding the ball.
Prosciutto from half-back. loses control of the ball, held a long time in the tackle, nothing doing. Bond in the opposite direction, rebound opportunity, they're caught out. Cummings has got it about 40 metres from goal. Man runs onto the pocket, that's Wilson. Sharp angle, but only about 30 metres from goal.
He's on a worse angle.
He's put him in a worse position. I mean, he was trying to find the player closer to goal, but he's probably pushed him 10 metres on a tighter angle, and he's closer in, so it's going to be pretty acute from out there.
So off in the way, storming up the ground, turn the ball over, exposed, coming back. Wilson kicks hard and kicks truly. Port Power lead by 8 points.
Well, one has to say, 7 minutes into this game, Port have started a bit better, a little bit more composure, just a bit quicker. They've pressured the Crows into errors in this early stage. Only had 3 scoring shots when they've all been to Port at this point. And again, Cummings put Wilson on a pretty acute angle, but he had the composure to go back and slot it through.
Well, Michael Wilson has kicked the first goal of this game, and for Port Adelaide, they lead by 8 points, and a couple of little worrying signs so far. As we see Donald Dickey going in, taken away by Lade, not Lade, I should say, Lyle, centre wing. The shooter, enormous pressure. Brewer was there. Oh, strong tackle by Fabian Francis. Here's Simon Tregenza driving it down towards Modra at the back. Couldn't get away with it. Wanganeen read it beautifully. And some terrific signs for Port Adelaide so far as he drives it to centre wing. But waiting underneath it for the Crows is Tyson Edwards.
There's a juniors Wanganeen getting in the right crumbing position for that ball off hands in defence there.
Isn't he? Down towards half forward. Loose ball behind the pack. Rintoul. Gilligan's hand pass ineffective. James under that pack. Plenty of company. Whistle. Bounce. But James having a very good season so far. Here's John Cale. Johnson bursts away from half back towards midfield. Rashudo tumbling. Takes the mark. James broadens it. Costa down towards half forward, ill-directed. Mead got fingertips to it, knocked it wide. This is Williams off a couple of steps from 48 metres out. Modra in the field of play. I like his chances from here. One of the better exponents of bending it back left to right.
Yes, in the old days it was running out onto your left side and opening up the angle, but the check side kick, banana, whatever anyone calls it in the modern era, he's good at it, Modra, as you say, Dennis.
He'll kick it hard. Well, he goes around. They should put me on the mark, Lee. Opposite pocket. Nothing doing. A free kick, in fact, is going to Port. You talked him out of anything.
So this is Gavin Wanganeen, a Brownlow medalist, of course, former Essendon champion, and his experience in defence will be a real plus for Port Adelaide. There's David Brown, a former Crow himself, tapping it over the line. Unable, actually, to David Brown. He played 73 AFL games, but he was in and out of that Crows side. Number 31 is young Tom Gilligan, beaten by Primus. Here's Brown on the right foot. Tregenza. A quick kick to the half-forward line. Oh, courage was needed there. Sock it off the ground. Well played to allow, that was by Mead, to allow Dickey to bring it in towards the half-forward line. Hand pass by Tyson Edwards. Back it comes and he races through the middle. He brings it in towards the half-forward line. The diving mark is by Barry Stanfield. He is 45 metres from goal, almost directly in front, the former Bulldog.
And it was just a dual attack there. Stanfield went one way, Modra went the other way. And Edwards just picked out Stanfield as the better option, and it proved to be.
So Barry Stanfield, the boy from Fish Creek, for the first goal for the Crows. He drives a goal across the face slightly. No mark. It's thumped away. And we see Wanganeen taking the ball to the line. Very, very experienced. And he sees it over.
Just under 11 minutes, still quarter time. Port by 8 points. The Crows yet to score. The breeze not a factor. Very gentle across the ground, as we said at the outset. Gilligan up very high, knocks it down. Kingsley had it, then lost it. Bickley, hand passes towards the square. Fumble from Rintoul. The moment was lost. Dickey back quickly, slaps it across the line.
I think we were wondering how the pressure of this occasion would affect both these sides. One has to say that it's Adelaide at the moment, the Crows, who have just looked a bit fumbly.
Paxman, short, Eustace in the back pocket with time. Poor kick. The numbers certainly favour the Crows on the wing. Johnson bouncing around, look away hand pass, effective enough. McCartney to Costa, confronted, goes back towards Johnson. This is awkward now. Johnson slaps at Goldwood. In the opposite direction down there is Dickey. Broke the tackle. Bond, Lyle kicking down towards half forward. Not his best attempt. In front is Hart, heads for the line. No, he kept it in. He did not keep it in. Walking the tightrope. So boundary throw in down towards the attacking 50 for Port. Ben Hart, a young veteran, has never been in this situation before. Hometown rivalry. Rucks go at it. Lade virtually laid it down in front of Brewer. Burgoyne concedes some ground. Dickey falling to the ground. Burgoyne again slick. Lockwood couldn't control it. Johnson charges through. Primus bouncing off him was James. And there will be a ball up right on the wing. Again at the base of that pack.
Bit of feeling out there.
A little testy. Boys doing the muscle tango early in this game. We expected that.
So Downsborough off the ground and Franco is on. As McLeod drives it back to Wanganeen. Oh, he's hurt there. He is in trouble, Gavin Wanganeen. This is rotten luck. He is in agony, riding on the ground. Now let's hope that is not too serious. Let's hope it's not a knee. Bang across his...
Right on the hip, I think.
Oh, he's in a lot of pain. The captain. He's a gutsy little fella too. He's up. Well, they might have to take him off. They do, or that would be a huge loss to Port. And you see him there riding on the ground in replay. The ball at half forward for Adelaide. Wanganeen has been carried off. And he would be a huge loss, Lee.
Absolutely, yes. It's hard to tell from that footage. It was a good shot, but it was still hard to tell what got hurt, whether it was a knock on his thigh or knee, but he's immediately going into the dressing room, so we'll get a report on that.
In the meantime, the Crows go forward. Here's Donald Dickey driving it out towards centre wing, a one-on-one contest. Tregendra and Fabian Francis, there's a bit of skill between those two. Here's James on the McLeod. The Crows go forward through McLeod, down to half forward, but they are repelled as Adam Eustace takes a safe mark.
Eustace gallops away. He's at half back towards midfield. Franco's in front. Almost a clever mark. Tackle from behind. Hart got him. It comes back to Hart. Jarred loose. Rintoul met solidly. This is Carr just on the ground. Dragged down. They're going in hard. Coming out head first. A Crow there. And Tyson Edwards. Bounce. So you wonder about the absence of Wanganeen. What sort of message does that send to players of both teams out there? Very much the spiritual leader of Port. Most decorated player on the ground. Bond dragged down. Costa on the boot. High. Mead from behind. James waiting in front. Off his step. Long kick to the pocket. Reaching over the top. Modra. Crumbing his Stanfield. Back to Modra. Wasn't his intention, but the Crows will take it.
Yes, I think take it they will. It's a question of getting the scoreboard ticking over from the goals point of view, and the Crows have struggled to do that halfway through this first quarter, but Modra is looking dangerous down there. That first mark then, it was just really a question of rebounding and getting in the right spot. Ball pretty much fell in his arms.
Goalless last week. 12 for the season. 15 metres out. And he's got it. There's a point for difference.
Yes, and I mean, the Port's performances are probably finely balanced, and using Wanganeen is probably going to be a major blow, but just the tackling in midfield has been fantastic from both sides. You really have to get rid of the ball pretty quickly, and there James just reacted, quick the ball long as we saw forward. Ball came to ground there, it was Modra just pretty much straight into his hands. It may have well gone through if the ball had kept running anyway. Good effort by Stanfield.
So Port now lead by a point after that goal to Modra. Crowd was almost deafening, the noise after that goal, as we see Primus bring it to the half-forward line and pack the Vallops. Here's Brewer waiting for the bounce. Oh, Lyle, just a little fumble. Kane Johnson's after him. Here's Brett James. Oh, gets it to Tyson Edwards. That was pretty smart. Towards centre wing, and the mark has been taken by Chan Rintoul. He gives it off to Mark Rasciuto, who drives it with a low kick down towards full forward. Strong tackle by Stanfield. Wilson's in there after it. It's a loose ball at halfback. This is Mead breaking away with the ball, and he brings it out towards centre wing, and he finds Braden Lyle. He can go with a little chip pass. Fabian Francis on the end of it. Francis at centre wing, drives it long. Beautiful looking kick to the half-forward line. McCartney at the back. It's thumped away. Here's Brewer. He's also got support here from Burgoyne. Burgoyne round the corner. There are plenty of Crows players underneath this one. And it is Jamison to take the mark.
Jamison goes short. Costa is at right half-back. Good chase from Cummings. Testing the Costa knee as the ball comes up towards the wing. Mead across the boundary line. Neil Curley. It's directly in front of you, Neil. What about this opening, and what about the injury to Gavin Wanganeen?
Yes, well, that Wanganeen, as Matty reported, is an ankle injury, unfortunately. The pressure down here is, as you've called it, very, very intense.
Thrown in Primus, looking for clean possession. Did it nicely. Kingsley stabs it up towards the flank. This is Franco. Yuki cruises past. Big space for Cummings behind the pack on the 50. He goes in that direction. Cummings works his way off his man, almost the mark. Play-on's the call. Knocks it to Burgoyne. He's deep in the pocket. He's elusive. He throws it on the mark. The first poster of Showdown 1. Landmarks all the way this afternoon, Pete.
He's got some talent, that young player.
And the whole speed, the ground level speed, when the ball is falling loose, it seems to be Port players who are pouncing on the ball the quickest at this time.
Yeah, Rodney Jamison will find Bond at halfback. Beautifully directed kick, as we've come to expect. This is Troy Bond. Finds McCartney. McCartney gives it off to Hart. Onto Tregenza. He loves to run and bounce. That's his second. Will he go again? No, he won't. He drives it with a wobbly kick. That's one of his weaknesses. His disposal at times, Simon Tregenza, is pretty ordinary, and the ball is forced over the line at half forward for the Crows. So 50 metres out from goal. Talking football, Monday nights, of course. Left foot is by Nigel Smart, down towards the Modra direction. Here's Adam Huskus. Gives it off to Bond. And they're working pretty hard, Port, down there in defence, as Bond with a long kick out in the direction of Fabian Francis. Didn't attempt the mark, should go over the line here. Oh, he beat them all. That was brilliant by the little wingman. Fantastic. The crowd loved that. Up towards half forward. Here's Franco. Good play as he gives it off again. Now Brewer. Now Burgoyne. This talented young player has got it. Gives it back to Huskus, who drives it in towards half forward. Not a lot happening for them up forward, Port. Ben Hart dives on it, bumped off it. Cummings in after it. Oh, McCartney went in hard, and the umpire will come in and bounce.
Well, you get the feeling, Lee, they don't doubt they can play with the Crows.
No, well, it's just their ground level speed that's impressing me at the moment. They just look zippier at ground level, but still nothing in the game.
Not awestruck by any stretch of the imagination. Laid to Brown. Dragged off it. Rasciuto against the flow. Well done. Showed some courage. Johnson could have hand passed. Elected to kick. Bond comes away from defence towards midfield. Williams, awkward half body. Couldn't control it. Outnumbered. Carr. Looping hand pass. Brown hurriedly upended. Thump down he went. Going back, the mark is held by Jamison. Talked into it nicely by Ben Hart. Out wide Bond. Getting possessions. Tough day for the Bond family. One on either side. The ball bounces out of bounds further afield. So just over 3 minutes till quarter time. Young Carr in the action early. Gavin Wanganeen off the ground. Real tragedy. Primus in front, directs it down. Brown. James missed it. Kingsley's got it. Good tackle laid there by James. Primus with the run of it. Nice decoy. Kicks inside the 50. Cummings manhandled. No kick. Burgoyne live wire on the forward line. Still he goes. Snaps. Is it good? No, it's not. Behind.
Boy, Livewire's right. Burgoyne at the moment, every time the ball goes in there and the ball comes off the hands of the poor players for key forwards, Cummings isn't really looking like marking the ball in the contest, but gee, Burgoyne is very quick to get to the crumbing position up there.
Saw that close-up of him. He looks so young, but he is so talented. Half-back. It's tapped further afield. Tregenza lying underneath it. David Brown shoved in the back. It had to be a free kick for Brown. He was shoved right in the middle. And not a lot happening for Port once they get to the forward line as their supporters back at the club look on. And that's a good pass because he has found Brewer inside 50. Brewer is a pretty good kick for goal.
Yes, good 60-metre kick. He was never going to score from there, but Brewer's now still not an easy shot. He's going to be kicking from almost 50 metres, but some chance.
Well, they lead by 3 points, Port Adelaide. And this one, a low trajectory kick is offline, and yet another behind. So Shane Brewer, the former Cat, 1 goal 5 from 6 scoring shots, not quite good enough. The Crows' defence doing well. Rodney Jamison is a beautiful kick, and he can see someone out wide, and a 65-metre kick will find that man, and it's Chad Rintoul.
Cummings from Adelaide. Left half back. Goes long towards the wing. Gilligan, Primus, up they go. Primus content to knock it down. James, well done. Slick hands. Tregenza hurriedly gains about 25 metres. Bond's in the road. Back come the power. Around the outer side, Bond to Wilson. Backs off his man. Centres it now. Good call from Lyle. Called out Brown. He runs to the 50. He's normally a pretty good kick. Sets it up for Cummings. Almost on the chest. Play-on's the call. Cummings incensed. The man coming back with the flight of the ball certainly pushed him in the chest.
Much more lenient this year. The umpires giving the player running with the flight of the ball a bit more chance to spoil.
Aren't they? Rintoul comes away, kicks it down towards the half-forward line for his team. Tregenza, nicely done. Smart, out wide. This is Bond. He's been good to the pocket. Monra controls it brilliantly. He's got one.
It's that great upward leap, wasn't it? The pass wasn't exactly out in front of him from Bond. It was sort of fairly much above his head, but Modrell's ability to run pretty much flat out and then climb into the air from the front position enables him to get up for those overhead marks when many others couldn't.
Very sharp angle to the square. Stanfield. Almost a mark, you know. Coming through is Brown, though. Williams stopped him. Slapped out wide by Carr and across the line.
Well, it's a game of defences at the moment, Lee. You can see by the low scoring, 1 goal each.
Well, I suppose it's the 7 scoring shots to Port, to 2 to Adelaide. They've certainly had the shots, Port, but haven't been able to kick too many big majors.
Yeah, big Primus doing well in the ruck. Drives out of the danger area and pretty mobile as a crowd roar as Ben Hart puts Franco over the fence. But he's doing very well, Primus, in the ruck.
Yes, I know. Well, he should really, as we mentioned before the game. Gilligan really is not one of the probably top 3 or 4 ruckmen for the Crows, so Primus should be able to give some bit of dominance in there even.
Well, there he is again, getting it out to Bond. Bond will chip it across. He's getting plenty of use of the ball at the moment. This is Fabian Francis. Port looking quite dangerous. Off the side of the boot slightly, but it may come off. The fly was by Brewer, but the punch away lands with Simon Tregenza. The lead is on. Again, that kick not good by Tregenza, and the mark has been taken by Huskis.
This is Carr. Out of the back pocket towards the wing. Nothing on. He's trying for the boundary line. McLeod goes across. Well, he found the boundary line and the siren. That's good planning. Interesting first term. Now there's a room that's known a few celebrations. Alberton Oval.
Certainly the quarter hasn't gone the way the Crows would have been hoping, or even the optimists may have expected. Certainly Port have won that first quarter quite comfortably. Certainly from the Crows' point of view, it's only 5 behind, so therefore the margin is very narrow. But certainly in general play, the quarter very much belonged to Port, not what a lot of the Crows supporters would have expected when they come today.
Have they squandered too many opportunities? 1-6 to 1-1 quarter time. Showdown number 1. Sellout crowd at Football Park. Port Adelaide, the newcomers, in front after they won the toss. No advantage to either end. Certainly settled down the quicker. Bad bounce that time. It's fisted down towards half forward by Wilson. Johnson got a hand to it. Brewer clears a path for himself, and then in turn to Lockwood. Smothered off the boot. Touch ball towards the line. Franco was there. Johnson goes in. Across the line it goes. Boundary throw in. Gavin Wanganeen, sorry sight. Off with an ankle. So courageous. Tight situation. And we've got a box on the goal square.
Fair dinkum one too. Oh!
A few haymakers thrown off the ball. Meantime, James goes towards the outer side. Brilliant pickup by Smart. They're still fighting down there. Cummings and Jamison. It's a main event. Got there late. Take our word for it. Meanwhile, at the other end, Modra's got the footy.
Well, I reckon there was 20 punches thrown there.
Don't be a pin. Come on. Didn't see a thing. Don't recall the incident.
Well,
that's what you say when you get to the tribunal, isn't it, Will?
We're a long way away. We're 100 metres away, Peter, but I think you saw it fairly well.
It was a boxing match. Look at this. It is. Unbelievable.
Well, Jamison working in close, and Cummings working inside his jumper. Meantime, Modra has kicked it behind, I fancy.
You don't see that too often in AFL game, do you?
Going to fight.
They didn't mess around, that's for sure. Oh, boy.
You wonder where the third umpire was. I thought the umpires in that part of the ground.
Even the boundary umpires, they got on with the game and forgot about it. So
what about the goal umpire? He put up a white flag.
Take it away. That was well done by Rintoul. Modra at the back. Used his body well. There's a snap at goal. That was by Bond. And I think he has kicked it out in full. He has. A good attempt. But he looked very disappointed with that kick, but he was right on the boundary line. This is Steve Paxman.
A good attempt. He was 5 metres from the goal post. It's out of bounds 20 metres from the point post.
But he was on the boundary. Oh, come on. Would you run around and kicked it, would you? The ball out towards half back. Gilligan for this. Brown getting a quick little kick off the ground. Oh, gee, they're going in hard. Quick hand pass comes out to Lyle. That was well done. Lyle running around the boundary line. Will drive it low. It was an ordinary kick, far too wide. Lockwood getting it back to Brewer, but had been taken. In fact, it wasn't Lockwood on that occasion. It was Brendan Lade. So 55 metres out from the Port Adelaide goal. Kane Johnson doing the ruck work for the Crows. Pile in on top of Tyson Edwards was there. Well done by Wilson to Brown. Out in front of Cummings. Is that a mark? Umpire said no. Racing in after it was Dickey. It was smothered off his boot. And eventually it's forced over the line. I don't know, would you have played that to Cummings, Luke?
Well, it was very close. I don't think it was so much interference. It was a question of did he hold it long enough. I mean, he certainly looked... No, I would say that's play on. That was fair enough. They were all going at the ball. Didn't hold it long enough.
Boundary throw in. Laid brilliantly down to Wilson, who got the first goal. Away to Franco. Can he finish? No. Golden opportunity going begging there. Josh Franco.
Should have kicked it really, shouldn't he?
Should have. Missed a few. Kick in. Needs to be perfect. It runs free behind. Chance for the Crows now. Well done. Tregenza. McCartney. Not a good kick, though, up towards half forward. Mead slaps it wide towards the boundary. Young Williams, can he control it? Not quite. Down goes Carr. Smart fell over. It's close to the line. It's across now. And we can report that it's quiet down in the goal square at the opposite end. So often the way when you're a full forward and a full back and you have a stoush, then you've got to stand together for the rest of the afternoon. The ball not always down there. People think you've made up. Maybe you can talk about the tribunal. Inside the 50, Bond. Nicely done. Kingsley has a bounce. Impressive young player. Chips out wide. Paxman, the former Lion, running it towards the boundary. Modra went the wrong way. Paxman now with time to Bond. Still Bond, beat his brother in that situation. Paxman runs on, kicks it down towards half forward. McLeod in best position. Well played by the man in front. Burgoyne to knock it away. Dragged off at Lyle. Burgoyne, we've liked him. Strong tackle, McLeod. Quicksilver got him down. Matching speed with speed. And away come Adelaide. This is Bickley.
Foreman Allen gave it to him. He's on the ground, the former Melbourne player. In towards Modra, who's way out towards centre wing. As he had chased his opponent, Paxman, down the ground. The chip pass is on. He's found Bickley. Bickley has gone wide. This is Kim Costa. Costa driving into the danger area, and that's a good mark for the Crows, taken by Brent Williams. Got the majority of the crowd. It's their home ground, but this is a difficult shot for goal. It was a good mark. Now he's chipping it across here, and he has found, is that Rodney Jamison or Smart? It's, in fact, it's Jamison way down there at half forward.
One of those ultimate pressures, and Cummings is back on the half forward line for Port, probably what, 150 metres away, and hoping like hell at the moment that Jamison misses.
So Rodney Jamison is one of the best kicks in the Adelaide Crows team. It's a pretty tight angle, and he will have to kick from 50 metres. So he runs just inside, in fact, and drives at goal, and trying to get that extra distance, he put it out in full.
Yes, it's the ultimate pressure that defenders can put back on the opposition forwards by running hard when out of defence when your team has the ball, and Jamison took the big run up the field. Cummings didn't go with him, which I'm sure John Carl would want him to.
Saw it last night at Subi to good effect on the outer side from Wilson's kick. All tied up. And the bounce, Dickey and Costa. Low scoring affair. Gilligan, well done to Costa. In the way Bond. He's playing well. Both of them are. Lyle back to Bond, up towards midfield. Lockwood, so impressive in that victory against Geelong, has the ball inside the centre square, kicks it down towards half forward. Lade, surrounded by Crows. Burgoyne through the pack, missed it. Tregenza, slippery, well done. Edwards, forward of the play. Rashudo, probing kick inside the 50. Modra and Paxman, who is...
Goodness me.
Well, it's a free kick to Modra.
Surely that was a bit of both, wasn't it? I don't think Modra... See, Modra didn't know he had it.
I think he had him in the headlock. I mean, this is one occasion the umpire was in the best position and saw it.
That's probably why he didn't know he had it. Cut off the blood supply to the brain.
It was certainly a free kick, but Modra was standing back as if
he ran off, didn't he?
Get it, yeah.
So, shot at goal. This for the lead. Modra going at his second goal. The Crows second. Straight through the middle.
And I think Port are actually doing pretty well on most positions on the field, but Modra is causing them concern at the moment. This was obviously just really too tight a defence, too high a tackle. That was obviously a free kick, but Modra getting off Paxman a bit, very quick on the lead, and that is the one position on the ground, I think, where the Crows are on top.
Two goals to Tony Modra, and the Crows lead by 1 point. It's Gilligan to take on Primus. There's Lyle, dragged around, the umpire giving him the benefit, deliberating that he didn't have an opportunity to get rid of it. Been in good form, Braden Lyle. So very low scoring game, 2-2 at Adelaide Crows. Port Adelaide 1-7, or Primus. Is that a free kick? Well, all the players stopped. They thought it might have been, and now the umpire will come in and say it's my ball, and in fact he's going to pay a free kick. And it will go to big Gilligan. Tom Gilligan driving it in towards the half-forward line of Modra. Now this is a bit of a danger for Port, because Modra's on top of Paxman. Malcolm Blythe looking on. There it is. Look good off the boot. That is a beautiful kick for his third goal. getting on top here, but it's still only a 7-point margin.
That's the difference in games. And we've seen Modra kick the ball in this quarter almost from an identical position where Shane Brewer had a shot in the first quarter. Modra's gone back and slotted it through from about the 50-metre mark Brewer missed earlier. And the wasted opportunities have been costly for Port, because all of a sudden now the Crows have got a bit of momentum going within their game.
20 plays 13. Good finishing by the Crows. Gilligan slaps it down. Tregenza. Ormond Allen down towards half forward. Smart's in front. Bickley. Chance at the crumbs to the voice of Smart. Smart, well, he lost that one completely. Has conceded about 30. Make it 40 metres as the ball runs on. Troy Bondo gets back to tidy up. Goes across the ground. Ormond Allen. Body to body with Franco. Ormond Allen, a high kick. Down towards half forward. Stanfield over the top. Couldn't hang on. Waiting down in front, Tregenza. After Daniel slapped it forward. Modra is up. Couldn't grab it at the second attempt. Huskus is dragged down. Suddenly, the pressure has turned around. McLeod. I think he gets back. Right on the goal line. Wasting no time. Haven't seen a lot of Brown. He runs away. Towards the half-back flank, goes towards the wing. Ormond Allen drops the mark. He's been busy since coming on. That's what you've got to do. Cross the line, boundary throw in.
There's Kim Costa. Obviously came off under the blood rule. As Francis drives to the half-forward line, it's thumped down by McCartney. Now here's a chance. Franco on the left. A good lead too by Cummings. He's got it this time. A decisive lead. He should go back and have a shot.
And these are just the pressure kicks, aren't they? I mean, the Crows have played well the last 5 minutes. They've got in front. Now Port have a shot. It's just so important that the whole morale and confidence inside is boosted by scoring a 6-pointer. And that's the pressure that Cummings is under as he lines it up.
Well, he missed some sitters against Essendon early. The Bombers off the hook, actually. Put a lot of pressure on them in that game. Now they need this. Port Adelaide, as he kicks a goal. This looks pretty good. He looks pretty happy. And it's a goal. So a very handy one to Port Adelaide, kicked by Scott Cummings there. Now only a point down again.
And that's what scoreboard pressure is all about. I mean, Cummings would have had a lot of shots from out that part of the ground at training, not necessarily obviously at this ground, but from that particular angle. But what you can't simulate is the weight of the Port Adelaide hopes on your shoulders. But Cummings went back, kicked the ball accurately, so that was a very good effort.
Crows by a point midway through the second term. What's a glorious footballing day. Waiting behind the pack, Rashudo down towards half forward for the Crows. Coming across is Mead. Smart is after him. Mead heading towards the boundary line. Not subtle. But good enough. Right on the 50. 3-2, 2-7. Goals at a premium. Williams and Mead go at it. Mead knocks it down, kicks it out. Williams had it, then lost it. Tregenza in trouble, outnumbered, comes back to him. Tregenza right on the 50, run down from behind by his good buddy Brown. And now Lyle, as a result, comes away and kicks it up towards the wing. Brilliantly gathered by Downsborough, gets it across to Lade. Intended for Cummings, in all sorts of trouble down there. Franco should finish this off. He's 25 metres out, pulls it back across his body, and that's a shocker.
Well, that's his second he's missed. Well, I think he'd be better off getting onto his right foot, wouldn't he, Lee?
Well, I think so. I think he had enough time to do it. He's obviously not a very good left foot kick, natural right footer. And sometimes you just got to take the extra step to get yourself balanced, kick dominant side and make a certainty of them.
Kim Costa, a moments ago, showed he's a budding commentator. A bit to say there to Josh Franco after the miss. There's Hart. Right half back. Hugs the boundary with a kick. Great depth on it. Gets it to Bickley. Bickley close to the line. Clock running down to half-time. He kicks inside the 50. Huskus held his ground well. Daniels behind. Huskus. Son of a gun. Never had one of those days. Gets away with it. Boots it out wide eventually. One bounce. And across the boundary line. Perfect. John Cale Not much he hasn't seen in football. He has not seen this before. Bond through the wing towards half forward. Burgoyne up very early. Lyle. Still Lyle. In space to the middle. Cummings. He's marked about 45 out. Right at the edge of his range. He has one. This for a 6-point lead. Scotty Cummings. He's twice kicked 8 goals for Essendon. 1-4 against the Bombers a fortnight ago for Port Power. 5-4 last week against Geelong. Big kick. They need to find their accuracy. Alberton holds its breath. Cummings misses. In fact, he hasn't scored. McCartney comes away. Boots it out towards half back. Fabian Francis arrives first. Pinned in. Still he goes, Francis. Pulls it back towards full forward. Plenty of Crows down there. Reaching over the top, McCartney. Crumbs to Hart. Hart kicks it back towards the defensive 50. Lyle will get it though and pump it back in with support from Bond. Now Bond is normally a pretty good kick. Fancies himself from 65. Puts it up. Hands in the back. Burgoyne takes the mark. And the umpire front on. No chance to see what happened in any case.
It's a fine line, isn't it, between just holding your opponent back at the... Well, it's a 7-metre penalty, but good enough to make it a certain goal, isn't it?
Takes the angle out of it.
But that when the ball is coming in long, I mean, I think a player is allowed to hold the player from in front from coming back.
Well, Johnny Russo says the criteria is arms fully extended. Well, in that case, they were.
Well, I thought, yeah, I must admit, we're a long way away here, but it looked to me like Burgoyne just basically held. We'll have a look at it. He held his opponent under the ball. He didn't shove him under. He held him under. Didn't allow McLeod to come back. And I think that is reasonable within just legitimate body use, legitimate holding of your position.
Port Adelaide lead by 6 points. Peter Caven is on for the Crows and Brent Williams off. And Braden Lyle is doing well. He goes to Franco, who waits for the bounce. Ben Hart's after him. And it's locked in there, and the umpire will come in and bounce way out at half forward.
Braden Lyle doing an excellent job in midfield for Port Adelaide. He's very lively in and around the packs. 11 kicks, is it?
And
3 handballs. That's a fair game just before half-time.
He's in terrific form, Lyle. And they need great contributions from those players. There's Dickey. And a little kick into the fence. Just get the feeling that Port are a little bit more dangerous at this moment.
Very well organised. Lost them around the ground.
They're very quick, Dennis. As we see Lade taking on Gilligan. Lade tapped it down. Franco did well to Brown. Brown brings it back in front of goal. Cummings, he's got the height. Well done by Jamison, but is still in the danger area. Now let's see what Dickey can do. He's tackled. Cummings around the corner. Lockwood kicks it goal, and he is kicked behind.
Their ability to extricate the ball from those pack situations, they're well on top of the Crows in that area. The ability to get first hands on that loose ball and then the quick hand pass to a player who's running free of the pack. They've just done that extremely well today, Paul.
And Lockwood very good last week with 4 goals against Geelong. Jamison kicks it to himself. Runs towards the pocket, goes for distance around the outer side. Exposed ball behind. Bickley runs onto it. Tregenza, we've seen that a lot in the past. Tregenza down towards half forward. Awkward one. Mead taking no prisoners. Bumps it away. Rashudo has been quiet. Confronted. Down goes Caven. Kept it going goalward. Smart went down. Francis is in there. Tregenza dragged down. Rashudo on his knees. Quickly up. Flings it out wide, concedes some ground. Opportunity for Bickley. Bickley spots someone up ahead, close to the boundary line. Now Rintoul can take it and go. Runs to the 50, sharp angle, good kick. Whoa, that was a good effort. Grazed the post.
It all came from the other end. A couple of times these last 2 kick-ins, Port Adelaide have allowed the ball to get over the back and out of the zone. You've got to knock the ball back into the zone. Can't let it run over the back from those kick-ins.
This is Wilson, who had made space on his own. Now he's coming through centre half back and transferring play here. That was very poor football. onto Bickley, and that turnover could be costly because Rintoul's got it at half foot. I don't know why he didn't keep coming around this side of the ground.
It was a bad choice of option.
So the kick up in front of goal. Modra's going to fly at the back. Up he goes! Oh, yes! Oh, you can see him loitering at the back, and he flew Tony Modra and stayed up there and took it on the way down.
You could almost see the Paxman was just a step later, waiting to be climbed. It was a question of whether Modra could time it. It was just such a great leap for the ball, and he's got that balance in the air to keep his balance, even though his feet are a long way off the ground.
I think it's safe to say that's a contender for the Mitsubishi Mark of the Year.
You can be very, very hard to beat. He's kicked 3 goals and just level the scores to kick his 4th here with this kick, Tony Modra. Oh, don't tell me he's missed it. Well, after such a great mark, he's not happy with himself. It was so exciting, it deserved to finish it with a goal.
Happens so often, doesn't it, after a great mark? Disposal, always not the best. Well, not always, but very often.
That's a fantastic shot, isn't it? And just explosive skills when you loop like that.
Around the world, that would excite followers of any sport. Huskis in the back pocket. Pops it up. This is Kingsley. Huskis again. Just over 3 minutes to half time. Dickey's got it. And that's 50. Silly by Costa. Port Power lead by 5 points. 3-9 to 3-4. Mark is set. Now Dickey very close to the man on the mark. Kicks inside the 50. Cummings will need to go. Knocked away by Jamison. Edwards onto the loose ball. Still he goes. Feeds it back towards the square. Lyle. Half chance at that one. McLeod hits for the boundary line and runs it across.
I think Scott Cummings will be pretty annoyed then as that 50-metre penalty was coming forward. The half-forward line just dropped back into the space that he was looking to lead into. Got to be careful not to block the space that you want to use.
Throw in. 2 youngsters, Johnson and Lockwood. A veteran Rashudo gives it away, though. Brewer, question of accuracy, runs in and slots it.
Very good goal, a quick kick out of defence. I think it's a standard rule. If you kick the ball quickly out of defence, you've got to go wide. You kick the ball anywhere near the centre corridor, it's a potluck who the ball goes to, and if it goes to the opposition, well, they run back and kick a goal over your head. That was a bad choice of option by Rakudo who kicked it, but good goal by Brewer.
Well, that goal has made the difference. 11 points, a really handy goal to Port. If they could pinch another one, certainly help their cause as Orman Allen goes forward. There's no mark. Here's a chance for Caven. Bending it back, smart. Well, he tunnel balls it. Mead's been pretty good at centre-half back. He's been excellent. In fact, oh, Donald Dickey. Just a bit of a fumble. There's Mead again, backing up. And he bounces it out towards centre wing, and over it goes. But I'm very impressed with Mead at centre-half back this year.
Yeah, he's been a solid player, doesn't make too many mistakes. He's not going to be one of the class rebounding defenders, but certainly makes it tough for his opponent. But it's the midfield, Brown and Lyle and players like that. That's where Port are on top.
Behind the pack. Numbers with Port. Bond measures the hand pass. Francis to Brown. Little up and under down towards half forward. The speedsters go at it. Burgoyne just slipped away from McLeod. A late goal here, and the Power would have a very handy advantage. He kicks inside the 50. Cummings, was he held approaching that ball? Not according to the umpire. Could that be 50? I would have thought so. Mark is held in front by Edwards. Edwards wants to go. Chansey shows a lot of the ball to Lockwood. Lockwood and Hart. How will the umpire Rich call it against Hart?
Well, I would like to see this one of the Brent play. I've got no idea. He's obviously paid the shepherd, but that's just legitimate body use, surely. How can you actually pay a free kick against Hart for that?
Wow, Cummings has spilt the short pass, but umpire Rich has paid the mark. One of those situations where it's embarrassing for an umpire.
He definitely dropped it in the finish, didn't he?
I've been a little rattled by the previous call. That's the umpire. Not well received. Although Hart did take a sly look as he came back at the player. Lockwood only eyes for the ball. Cummings, and he's second. I tell you what, he's got it. Whoa.
We're all sitting here a little stunned. We saw Port Adelaide do this to Geelong last Saturday night. I must admit, I thought Geelong had a really poor game, but to this stage, Port Adelaide are making the Crows have a bad game. They're quick, they're lively. They've had a couple of fortunate situations here, I think. Again, I can't see how there'd possibly be a free kick to Lockwood and then probably a lucky mark next one, but luck with them at the moment.
17 points the margin. Well, that ruck strength is certainly showing out. As Lade got it out. Here's danger again because Burgoyne's got it. Fabian Francis. Back it comes to Brewer. Brewer gets in a hand pass. Here's Franco. He's missed on the left twice. Oh, he bends it back to Cummings. Oh, what a vital couple of minutes of football this has been. And look at the Port supporters at the Alberton Oval because Cummings is going to kick for his third from 20 metres.
Well, again, it's almost the battle of the full forwards. The only ones who really look like scoring at the moment are Cummings at that one end and Modric the other. And Cummings is doing a big bit. But just the extrication of the ball from the pack that Port have done so well. Franco, I don't think he wanted to have a left foot shot.
I was thinking
he was
that
going to do
too.
anything but have a shot for goal, but it was a good option.
Scott Cummings right in front. Oh, boy, it'll be hard for the Crows if he puts this through. 2 seconds. In fact, the siren's going to go. He still goes through with it, kicks, and has he goaled? Oh, that is a shocker. And he is not happy. Probably when the siren sounded, he would have been better off stopping, going back, and having a set shot. I just wonder if that put him off.
Yes, you wonder whether the siren just breaks your concentration a fraction, or whether his concentration was so locked in that he hardly heard it anyway.
Well, what a first half. Port in control of this game.
3 goal. I was going to say, Jens, a 3-goal lead, but in fact, 8 scoring shots. That just goes to show how well Port have played this first half.
I was going to say, you get the feeling it's theirs to lose at the moment, getting so much of the ball in midfield. They're fast when they've got the ball, and equally important, they're fast when they haven't got the ball. They're getting back, applying great pressure. And at half-time in Showdown number 1, the Adelaide Crows have been around a while. They've got to dig deep now. Five, 10, 3-4. Tough, uncompromising game. Underway. Lade and Gilligan. Here's the youngster, just 18. Lade beats him. Costa across the body, finds a teammate. It's Caven. 15 metres further afield. Inside the centre square, alongside the centre circle, he takes the kick. It's a probing kick too, a beautiful kick. Great fist there in defence to knock it away. Daniels got there in the nick of time. Centering kick favours Smart. Loose ball. Caven didn't go at the ball. Huskis battling with Caven. That'll have a bounce.
It's a good fist by Daniels, wasn't it? It was looked like being a mark to Stanfield, but he got his fist in.
Bucks go at it again. Late at the second attempt. Mead knocks it on. There's Beckley. Beckley got it from Costa inside the 50. It's down in front, all Port. Mead, Kingsley. Short one is on to Brown. Needs to hold up. A lot of Crows up ahead. Brown a little indecisive as a result. Needs to be perfect. Lyle, that's strong hands. That's a terrific mark. No easy assignment. The ball coming in low and hard.
Tough
contact.
It's a tough way to gain about 10 metres in net distance.
I'll say. Braden Lyle has been very good. Towards midfield, in from the side, terrific mark by Fabian Francis. Plays on, Kingsley, Huskis inside the 50, coming, storming up the ground. Now he missed after the siren at half-time. Now he gets another chance to boot his third. And he stretched the lead up to 24 points. And in the context of a low-scoring game, that is substantial.
I think Francis took that big mark, but one of the problems with jumping off the ground is you've got to land, and it looks like he's landed awkwardly. May well have twisted an ankle.
Rotten luck. It's been very good. About to come back on. Meantime, Cummings. A driving kick. Goal.
Well, that's a 24-point margin. We said before the game that the psychological pressure was all on the Crows. I mean, it was the existing AFL team, Porter, the new kid on the block, and just at the moment, there'd be a lot of things floating through the minds of the Crows players, and they've got a fair margin to make up, so the pressure is really on them.
It's a 4-goal margin, but Port have lost Fabian Francis, and of course Gavin Wanganeen went off early in the piece. Now here's Kane Johnson. Mead has been terrific on Nigel Smart. He's got him well covered. He gets it out here towards Bond, who's been outstanding, in towards the half-forward line. No mark. Tyson Edwards. Oh, he's lost it to Franco. Franco's got an open goal looming. He stabs it low. Hits the post. Oh, boy.
You just cannot get him through, Franco, at the moment. I think he'd be quite happy to hand the ball off to somebody else. He's had 4 goal-scoring opportunities. Kicked 3 behinds, and one, of course, went to Cummings, and Cummings converted.
He's a man who knows all about civil wars, too.
Well, they should be a lot further in front. In fact, now Rodney Jamison's gone for a spiral torpedo right to the half-back line. Donald Dickey went for the punt. Hand pass comes further afield. That's Orman Allen onto Rashudo. Here's Tregenza. This is good play. Johnson. Oh, that's... Oh, Modra! He's dropped the sitter. Now around the corner, Modra, and the mark has been taken by Rintoul in front of goal. He'll be brought around on a slight angle, I would think. Still not an easy kick, believe it or not, even though he's only 5 metres out.
Well, it is, and again, it started up the other end where the Crows kick in. The Port Adelaide didn't keep the ball in, allowed the ball to come out of the over the back, and the Crows to run the ball through. That's one part of the game that Port are going to have to tighten up on.
So Chad Rintoul kicks and has goal. So a badly needed goal, that one, to the Adelaide Crows. 4-4 plays 6-11.
Yes, it is. Up the other end, running into an open goal, kick it behind, and then, of course, from the kick in, they run it out. Here, it's really just a bit of a fumble for Modra, kicked the ball quickly forward, tried to get the ball towards the front of the goal square, and as should normally happen, the forwards just read the kick. The quick kick for Modra, a little better. Rintoul marked it, and a good goal. Crows obviously desperately needed that.
Crowd finding voice. Next goal very important. Can they get back into it? Over the top lane, taken high. Rashudo lost it. No free kick in there. Dickey is slung. Eventually, Ormond Allen high up and under out towards the wing. Lead over the top. Free kick in front. Will go to Wilson. It's amazing back in the centre. A very high one on Rashudo. Doubting that one though. Mead's got it now. Slips over. A problem. Goes back to Wilson, who gave him the ball. From about 65 metres out, it bounces to Cummings. Cummings spins around, pulls it back towards full forward, well wide of the mark. And it bounces out of bounds in the pocket.
Pretty standard team rule in most football teams. No U-turns. When you're running away from goal, give the ball to the play heading towards goal. But Cummings didn't do it. Decided to do the U-turn, the sloppy left foot disposal. Almost a goal went begging.
Boundary throw in. Lockwood up very early. Jamison smothered off the boot. B1 and B2. Smart kicks it across the boundary line. Boundary throw in.
There's Simon Tregenza. Malcolm Blight would be Mark Micken, of course, at the back. Played many outstanding games for the Brisbane Bears as they were then. McCartney to take on Ian Downsborough, the former Eagle. Downsborough won it. Here's Brewer. Oh, can't quite get his boot to it. Burgoyne, cleverly done. Kicks it up the ground and has just missed.
Just over anxious, wasn't it? It was basically 3 Port players and 1 Crows player. We only just look at a little bit of a composure by Burgoyne to take possession. The kick off the ground when it's a bouncing over ball, there's always a bit of luck involved to make them accurate.
Jamison finds Tyson Edwards. McLeod at half-back. He's coming straight down the middle. 2-on-1 contest here that Port Adelaide should win out. Here's Adam Huskus. They've got the loose man going. Tapped down by Lade. Braden Lyle has been outstanding in this match. Bickley is there. Almost a free kick to Brown. Orman Allen over the top. But sets his teammate up in Costa. It's tapped back towards Mark Bickley. Bickley a low trajectory kick to the half-forward line. This is better played at Caven. Caven, off he goes. He will look down the direction of Mottram. He's at the back. Paxman is there, and they do it well, Port, as it comes out here to Donald Dickey.
Nicely done. Now Wilson in a crowd. Wilson from left half back. Very good. Out of bounds on the foot.
I wonder if the thought of big victory is in the Port players' minds. They've just been over-anxious this last 2 or 3 minutes.
Hart squares the ball. Rashudo needs to get cracking. Kicks it inside the 50. Charging at the ball. Kingsley did very well. Knocked it down to Bond. Slick hands to Mead. Well worked in defence. Plenty of Port power players on the wing. Franco takes the mark. Josh Franco. Wilson calling for it. That's ignored. That's a very good kick. Brewer almost centimetre perfect in behind them. In he goes. Put the body in. Spills across the boundary line. Franco needs to kick it goal like he disposed of that last one. Very precise. 6-12 Port, 4-4 Adelaide. 14 minutes to go, third turn. Up goes Downsborough, finds the ball on the ground, scrambles it out. Tregenza, the wicketkeeper, stops it to Bond. In his own defensive 50. Bond, no margin for error, right on the line, Craven. Craven goes in short. Awkward half volley. Johnson to do nothing there. Across the line. So boundary throw in. Again, the crowd very involved.
Kane Johnson's down the forward line for the Crows. Nigel Smarter from the back line. Caven, Bond, Lyles, tough tackle. Orman Allen, oh gee, they're tackling hard. Port Adelaide lead.
They are, yes, that's what I'm saying. They've got the leg speed to run with the ball, but they've also got the speed to run and chase and tackle, and they've got a great inclination to get their bodies in tight and make them really pay and claim them.
The Crows bench. We really need something to spark them here. There's Gilligan getting the tap. The Shooto, a driving kick. That's a good effort. Paxman against Modra. Here's a chance for Stanfield. He's kicked the goal. Very handy goal to the big fella. 5-4, play 6-12. Crows sneaking back.
I think they are. Just this last few minutes of play, all of a sudden a few of the Crows midfielders, Bickley and Makuto, have started to get a little bit of the ball. Bickley out on the wing on Dickey at the moment. Melbourne Lawrence throwing the side round a little as he has to. Tregenza out the other side. All of a sudden they've just got a bit of a sniff, the Crows.
So the Crows making inroads on the half-time lead, which was 18 points. Brown tries to bring it away.
Oh.
Bickley goes charging in on Dickey. And the ball up. Gavin Wanganeen off early. Fabian Francis off as well. So the captain just looking on. Had a promising start too. Ormond Allen upended. Rashudo working hard now on his knees. Worth a kick down towards half forward. Mead in front. Huskus, interesting. Dragged down. Back to Mead though. They combine pretty well in tight corners. Across the ground he comes. Dickey lays it off. This is Wilson. Going for distance down towards half forward. How will it bounce? It'll bounce very high. Hart knocks it down to the advantage of Smart. That was Smart. Smart comes away. Long searching hand pass. Rentoul ticks the runners outside. Kicks down towards half forward. From behind, Mead got a fist on it. Knocked it away from Rashudo. The hand pass comes back to Mead. Kicked down towards half forward. And the mark is going to be paid to Brewer. Well played by Wilson to get that hand pass across to Mead. Now the kick across the ground. Tregenza. almost a bystander. Over the top, Wade. Wade about 60 out. Bacon goal square. He's a thumping kick normally. Going back is Hart. Bounces through for a behind.
Yes, I think there was an open goal, of course, but he still had to kick the ball accurately from 55 metres. There was Port players streaming into the holes in the forward 50. I don't think it was a pretty good good choice of options by Lade on that occasion.
15 points the margin. Port in front. This is Rintoul. Half back. Oh, dangerous kick off the side of the boot. Some strong tackling. They may get away with it. They will. The Crows through McLeod. McLeod drives it long to the half-forward line. A 2-on-1 contest here. The Crows should win out. Strong tackle by Dickey. They might be able to lock it in here. Rashido comes back towards Orman Allen, who drives in the direction of Modra. Paxman at the back. Has taken the mark. There may have been a push out. The umpire allowing it. Out it comes, and the mark has been taken out here by Tom Carr. Carr at half-back, chips it across, finds Brown. Next goal, vitally important in this game. Brown gives it off to Adam Huskes. Huskes drives it over centre wing towards the half-foot. Oh, that's a good mark. Taken down there by Lade. And the big ruckman will drive it into the full forward area. Cummings at the back. Not a good kick because Ben Hart chips across the front. Umpire calls play on. This is Tyson Edwards kicking to the space. Kane Johnson will get there. No, he taps it back. Couldn't quite get there for the mark. Wilson. Back it comes to Mead, who's been very, very good. Here's Franco, runs to 50. Drives a goal. Yes! What a handy goal that is to Franco. Very talented player. 7-13. Plays 5-4.
And again, it was the speed to get clear, but this time Franco probably didn't have all the pressure. It was a must-kick goal. He's basically ran to the 50-metre mark and again driven through the ball. It wasn't a question of sort of pulling your kick because you're trying to kick accurately. It was just a good long driving kick. Good possession of the bouncing ball. Good shepherd, I think it was. I didn't see the Port player, but good long kick by Franco.
Well, the Crows stiff at the other end. Blatant push in the back to Modra, unrewarded. Then the goal for Port Power. Lyle to Brewer. Brewer kicks out wide. McLeod with speed gets their first great grab. Nice and clean. Forward of left half back. 7-13, 5-4. 20 scoring shots to 9. Caven. Still he goes. Left the ball behind. Bond. Tregenza had to stop. Dragged off the kick. Bond slides in against his brother. Hitting brother against brother. The showdown. And now Lyle releases Brown around the outer side. A couple of bounces. Kicks inside the 50. No love lost between this pair. Cummings knocked it away from Jamison. Roving the pack, McLeod sends play back towards the outer side. They queue up. Up in front was Johnson. Carr met solidly. Ormond Allen got him. Clicked out by Brewer. Picked up by Lyle. Quick hands across to Downsborough. Down he goes. Johnson got him. And a free kick is going to Downsborough.
A little lucky, wasn't it?
Well, Lyle comes out with the ball, so he was in that pack somewhere as well. Pushed in the back, but Downsborough certainly at the base of it. So, best we can do is shrug our shoulders. Here's Lyle. Forward of the wing, goes out wide. Bond into space. Thought about it, stops.
Bond is a beautiful kick. He's chipping it across here. And he found his teammate here in Kingsley. Kingsley again going short. He's found Downsborough.
Now he can really kick a football in Downsborough. Distance will be no problem.
Well, he will have to kick this, Dennis, from 50 metres, and he's on, well, probably more acute than 45 degrees. He'll take a good kick, just inside 50. In fact, as he lets fly with this ball, it's to the right. You don't see a lot of goals scored from that half-foot flank out there at Football Park.
No, the majority of right-footers like hook. It's you're always trying to allow for the hook fraction, which is a natural kicking motion of most players, and it's sometimes hard to kick the ball accurately and really just kick the ball really straight.
Very worried looking now. You've been through this, Lee, as a coach. Very worried looking Malcolm Blight.
Yep.
Port Power never beat you, though, Lou.
I was going to say, yeah, Port Power. I was never on the losing side against Port, but no, they're playing extremely well. I think if Malcolm loses today, you might just go out the back and straight to the car, forget about the dressing room.
Yes, his worst nightmare. Jamieson is off the ground. Williams is on. Jamieson could have a very busy week. I don't want to preempt anything, but here's Hart. Out wide. Bond is trying hard. Out against the line. They're getting depth on the kickouts. Port need to brush up on that. Bond long towards the wing. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Huskus. Downsborough. Stanfield wanted a free kick. Well done by McCartney. Got back but exposed the ball to Brewer. Normally a good finisher. I tell you what, he's got it. His second. Oh, they're rejoicing in Alberton.
Well, yes, it's really starting to get to be a margin. I mean, on the way the game is going, you'd think the Crows would have no chance. It's just Port haven't been able to get that far ahead on the scoreboard. But they're now almost a 5-goal lead. All of a sudden, it's a fair margin.
Well, the margin is 28 points now in favour of Port, so it would have to take a dramatic turnaround for the Crows to get back in this. Prosciutto, they need a couple of quick goals. Here's Caven. Can he hook it back in the direction of his forwards? Modra, Paxman is there in front. Well done. Bond has been outstanding. Gets it across, and finally the kick comes out to Dickey. Dickey to Brown, no mark, and free kick will be paid. And now advantage as Kingsley brings it down the centre wing. This is Lade. Lade draw well, he didn't look, and Tyson Edwards has come into that hole and taken the mark. Wonder Nigel Smart has had a very ordinary day.
Costa missed it. He pushed in the back, no free. Dickey puts it across to Brown, confronted. Prosciutto having a good turn. Got it to Johnson. McCartney back to Johnson. Inside the centre square, Johnson unloads. Down towards half forward, ill-directed, stretching down there. The mark is held by Lade, wants to go, squares the ball. Modra working to get in the contest, but not in time. Paxman's got it. But half-back Bond is on for the short one in the middle. Paxman's got a problem though with his son. Goes for distance instead. Brewer unchecked. They're coming unravelled at the present time, the Adelaide Crows. The sacrificial lambs are savaging the butcher. Around the outer side, this is Bond from right half forward. Chips it out wide. Burgoyne over his head, across the line, boundary throw in.
I was looking further up the field when Bond had the ball then, he was looking for Cummings to lead where there's a predictable space into where he could kick the ball to him. Cummings was trying to come back to the centre corridor. It was impossible for Bond to kick the ball back there.
It was in the corner of Rod Jamieson. He's got a good cut man.
So Tyson Edwards, he walked over the line with the ball, but he was pretty close to it. John Carl, former Collingwood coach, of course, and he'd be pretty happy with what he's seeing at the moment. They are a fast side, and they are a pretty ferocious side. Gilligan off, Rintoul on for the Crows. Socket off the ground by Brown. Oh, Smart. Oh, was that deliberate? But Smart lacking confidence to the point where he probably could have marked, and he elected to punch it towards the line.
Yes, when you're in the front position, fresh air between you and the ball, and you don't try and grasp it two hands, it always is a sign that there's a bit of a shaky attitude happening.
So forward pocket, Downsborough against Stanfield. Sock it away. Here's Orman Allen. Let's see if the Crows can get something going. Mark Bickley's got a Paddock to run in. There's two bounces. He'll drive it long. A one-on-one contest. A push out, was it? Prosciutto couldn't take the mark. Umpire allowed it to play on his Rintoul. Rintoul trying to bend it back and has put it out in the full. So Adelaide have all the answers at the moment, Lee.
It's just a question of their forward efficiency to finish from their opportunities. I mean, 8-14, it's inaccurate kicking because they've just been a little bit sloppy with their end disposal.
Jamieson back on the ground. Lade is up through his hands. Johnson attacked the ball. Mead over it. Stanfield confronted by Lyle. Ormond Allen flicks it across to Costa right on the 50. Sends it long down towards full forward. Modra is down there. Dragged to the ground surely. Play goes on. Bond throws it on the boot. It's gone very high. Almost directly over the post. It's a behind. Well, I don't know. A lot of pushing today. A lot of holding on. It's becoming part and parcel of the game again.
It's so hard to work out who in fact's infringing,
Exactly.
so the umpires have to pretty much let it go unless they're certain of
Well, maybe we'll get
penalised.
4 umpires, because that was the story for 3. There's Brewer, goes out wide. Lockwood, right on the wing. A little chip, running on his Huskus, called out of it by Burgoyne. They communicate very well this side. You can see that. They're penalised this time, though. Free kick going to the Crows. Tregenza, great to see him back. He's trying hard. Drives it back towards the half-forward line for his side.
Oh, good much. He's playing very well, Brendan Lane. He is an impressive young player, Lee.
He's marking the ball well. I think someone should be running for him to receive the hand pass because his kicking hasn't sort of been up to his marking standard.
Well, they've certainly got
Exactly
some...
what he did.
Haven't they got some tall man power, though, with he and Primus? This is Adam Huskus, the former Sydney Swan. Wilson at half-forward. Oh, he's still in there with it, Wilson. A quick hand pass, finds Dickey on the downs front, who comes inside. A very low pass. Hand pass back to Dickey. Dickey brings it to half-forward. No mark. Costa, they're under threat down there in defence. Ben Hart transfers play, finds Tregenza. Not a lot happening from here on in. He found Peter Vardy. He's at half-back. Crows looking for options to get something moving. Here's Peter Caven. I'm looking down towards half-forward. There's no one there for Adelaide. And he was forced. There was no one leading. He was forced to kick it low. And the only guys waiting there to pounce on it were Port guys.
And Rashudo would not run. There goes the kick towards the wing. Brown hurriedly onto the boot. McLeod's in front. Edged underneath it. Dragged off it now. Tregenza. Great pick-up. Well, it's pretty hot. Smart. Vardy. Nicely done. McCartney through the middle. The Crows desperately needing a goal here, but it's all Port power. Playing again. Kingsley squares it. I'll stop talking about communication since I said anything. We had Cummings down on the forward line competing with a teammate, and almost again there. Well, Bond came up with it.
He's had 10 kicks and 11 handballs, Shane Bond.
Very impressive, although Stanfield's got it on the wing. Centres it to Vardy. Peeling off is Edwards. Coming up to meet him is Dickey. Had to wait. Now he's got a problem. The hand pass not effective. Orman Allen. And the tacklers just went from to the other lot. Bees to a honeypot, but holding the man.
Oh, I must have said he handballed it. Dennis Rich.
Orman Allen with a free. Short one. This is Stanfield, about 55 metres out from goal. Port flood back. Stanfield for a spiral. Almost in desperation. It wobbles down at full forward and in front. A very good grab is held by Brewer. Effective player this afternoon.
Shane Brewer put himself into that hole. It was a top mark. Huskus drives it wide, finds Brown. They're a real team, this Port Adelaide team. Further afield it goes to Daniels. Drives it around. Steve Paxman's out there on the wing.
Wasn't that a kick?
Oh, what's he doing way out there? It's good running from the fullback. Across the ground it comes. Danger here because Burgoyne's in after. Oh, cleverly done. Back it comes to Paxman. He wants to give a handball. He should kick it. Burgoyne. Downs front. Well, I don't know why he didn't kick it, and that's what is being told by Burgoyne. Why didn't you kick it?
Just overplayed it a fraction.
Minute and a half to go. Third term. Port Adelaide up by 27 points. Stanfield. McLeod deep in his own defensive area. Time to stop. Kicks towards the wing. Caven spills it out of bounds. Has he been paid the mark? Well, he's been paid the mark, I think. No, it is out of bounds. Umpire Rich racing across there. I thought to set the mark, but he's gone across to go back-to-back with the boundary umpire. Not always easy. Should have marked it. Stanfield. Sharks by Brown towards half-forward. Burgoyne. He is slippery. Gave it away that time to Hart. Back towards Bond. Good evasion. Working in a telephone box out there. No space. He kicks down towards half-forward. Going back is Huskus. Loose ball behind Lade. Relishing the role in defence. Comes away. Little chip up towards midfield. Lockwood worked out of it. Smart. Wilson's got him. Slung immediately. Loose ball. Wilson it brilliantly, flicked it back, needs support, goes on to lay another tackle. That was great stuff. In the opposite direction is Hart. Downsborough stood up in the tackle, falling to the ground, locked with the crowd. Dickey, could this be a clincher? Well, it's unselfish. Cummings runs in and gets the goal.
Dennis, this is exhilarating. The effort then put in by Michael Wilson, half forward, was just above and beyond the call of duty. He just kept tackling and persisting and pressuring, and eventually he was outnumbered 2 or 3 to 1. Eventually the Port Adelaide players got there to support, and then it was really just a running goal. But the persistence from Michael Wilson, he set it up. That was just fantastic.
Another injury. That's Tom Carr, number 42. Coming off the ground. Gee, they've lost a couple of good players today too, Port. Wanganeen and Fabian Francis. But that goal will go down the book to Cummings. But I'll tell you what, the coach will give it to Michael Wilson, as Lee Matthews said. Fantastic effort. Kane Johnson. It's it to Tregenza. Barty. Tregenza again. It was a throw, I think. And the umpire was right onto that as we're getting close to three-quarter time. A very impressive display this by Port. Wilson, who was fantastic in that passage of play a moment ago. Siren about to go. And the Port supporters are wrapped because Lee Matthews, that was a fantastic effort because the Crows came back at it.
Well, yeah, their offence has been reasonably good today. Inaccurate, of course, 9 goals, 14. But their pressure on the ball carrier, the Crows ball carrier, has just been magnificent. I mean, I've often said it's one thing to have speed to run with the ball. It's just so good if you use your speed to chase and tackle and pressure.
Three-quarter time, 9-14 to 5-5. The Crows. It's all about pride from here on in. Sure, they want their second win of the season, but Adelaide will be a small town for them next week. Up goes Lade, thumps it down, centre square infringement, and it will go, I think, to Port. Well, a lot of pointing in the centre square there. Maybe somebody was pushed in. Both teams pleading their case. In any case, Wilson, who was inspirational late in that previous quarter, takes the kick and goes out wide. This is Lade. These moments too. Back to Wilson. Running down towards centre half forward for space, and Cummings. It hangs a long time in the air. Cummings almost. Jamison from behind. Franco. He's seen plenty of the ball. Primus didn't really want it. It's hot. It's held to him. And a bounce in the pocket. 9-14 to 5-5. Well, here's the casualty area. No one left. Rockwood knocks it back in. Stanfield doing the rucking now. Kicks to the outer side. It's a push in the back that time, we're told.
There's no doubt about that. Donald Dickey is going to hand it back. This is Mark Bickley. They really need someone to spark them, but you can't see it at the moment. The kick to centre wing. They've got the numbers. Port, big punch. Now, I am very impressed with that player at centre half-back. He is mean and tough and hard. I'm talking about Darren Mead. He just doesn't give an inch to his opponents.
He's tough to mark against.
Not him on screen, but number 33, that was Adam Huskus, but there's Lade getting it down to Wilson. Wilson, a quick kick to the half-forward line. McLeod behind. Downsborough with Nigel Smart. They tap it to the line, and over it goes. But again, it's in the half-forward area for Port. So Jason McCartney's been moved down to centre half-forward to try and liven up that half-forward area. Stanfield, or they all miss it, the ruckman. I'm sure the umpire will come in and bounce this. He will.
35 metres out from Port's attacking goal. They can kick the first one here. You get the feeling could very well have it in the bag. Stanfield claimed, and again, of course, you think back to the game I saw yesterday. Optus Oval, to all intents and purposes, the Fremantle Dockers had won that, so nothing is gilt-edged. On what we've seen, the Crows would have to have a split personality in the space of the next 30 minutes. Stanfield thumps it out wide. Brewer has been very good. Plays the percentages back towards the middle. In front, Cummings almost the mark. Downsborough that crumbs, and he's kicked the goal.
There's Brewer, an excellent play today, Brewer, and got the ball out on that boundary line there. Didn't try to blaze away at goal. Centred the ball to the top of the goal square, as we see here. Almost played as a secondary, smaller mobile centre-half forward today, Brewer, and almost marked by Cummings, but then Downsborough, the big fella, did the crumbing work, left foot goal, and I think the Port Adelaide people could just about start celebrating.
Port have got all the answers. 10-14 to 5-5. I don't think the Crows could play any worse, but that's because of the great performance the Port Adelaide players as Barry Stanfield goes forward. Disciplined play, big punch away from Kingsley, then goes to get it again. Oh, good play to Eustace. They are playing as a real team. Down to Braden Lyle. Can't quite hang on to the mark, but he has been outstanding. Ormond Allen towards centre wing. Underneath it, Bond has been terrific. Shane Bond, 11 and 11. Over to Burgoyne. On the right foot, he drives it down to half forward. A one-on-one contest. No mark. Kane Johnson, Ormond Allen. Johnson again. Here's Mark Prosciutto, centre of the ground. They've got loose men out here at half forward. Taking his Rintoul down to half forward. Modra has it punched away. Mead goes to the line. Is that deliberate? No, the umpire gives him the benefit. And the crowd are hooting.
I think it's an aspect of his game he's got to work on.
I think he has to go along the boundary line a few inches rather than straight over.
You can see him at Alberton down in the pocket after training, just working on that. Throw it in, down in front. Bond, slick hands away. Kingsley left it behind. Bond's over the ball. His brother's umpiring, standing above him. His brother called it right. Wilson comes away, the recipient of the free. Bounces up to half-back, kicks towards the wing. Tailor-made for Edwards. Good grab over Brewer. Edwards on the wing, goes in short, gave it away. Lyle, marvellous game. Eustace through the centre square, inside the 50. Primus. Had the luxury of him spending a long time on the bench today. Matthew Primus, a centering kick, a clever one too. How will it sit for Cummings? He gathers the ball, falling to the turf. Franco, 55 out, back to the middle. Dickey, too far out to score. Plenty of space down there. Primus wants it long. It goes in that direction. Primus too tall, surely. Oh, Bob Johnson. Oh, it appeared his arm was being held. Tregenza goes through. I give up. Jemison kicks it towards the outer side. Dickey goes storming after the ball close to the boundary line. And across it goes.
You're going back a long way with Bob Johnson, Dennis.
Well, surely he's being held by the arm. My goodness.
I think that's a fair call, Dennis. I don't think too many people can argue with that.
That is a submission hold.
There's Stanfield. Brown. Hand pass comes out to Burgoyne. Burgoyne onto the right. Brings it down. Oh, no mark. Good attempt. This is Tregenza driving it to half forward again. It's a bit of an up and under kick. And here he is, the centre back. Brendan Mead. He has been terrific. Then he does the team thing to tap it back. Oh, good play. He's got support here from Lockwood, who bends it back. Loose players everywhere here at half forward for Port. This is Wilson. He can chip it further field to Downsborough. He's got it. I thought he might turn around and play on, but Crows, they're well down in just about every department, Lee.
You reckon that Michael Wilson could work 1 percentage point harder? That kid just works his guts out from start to finish.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Wilson. Number 15. This is Ian Downsborough, former Eagle. Kicks at goal, low trajectory. Kick started to swing, just not quite enough. One behind. You'd have to say the Crows have been very, very disappointingly.
Well, they've been thrashed. I mean, unless the game turns around in the final 20 minutes, it's an absolute thrashing.
Hard short. Johnson to Bond. Bond up towards midfield. Vardy, nicely done. Smart. Stanfield kicks well inside the 50. Defender fell over. Rintoul, as a result, the easy mark, about 15 metres out. So a chance of a quick reply. Malcolm not even looking at the moment.
That's when the Crows have looked the most dangerous, after the Port Adelaide behinds. They've actually brought the ball in from their kickings fairly well and got the ball running through midfield quite a few times.
Rintoul It's under it, but it's good.
Chad Rintoul has kicked his second, 6-5. The Crows, Port Adelaide, remain on 10-15.
Yes, well, again, as I said, mentioned the kick-ins. The Crows have been able to bring the ball out and get running players coming through. That's one area that Port haven't been able to block up. And really, it was a good kick. The Port Adelaide player lost his footing. Important to keep your footing, have a second go at it. Rintoul was the one who kept his feet.
10-15 plays 6-5. The attendance 47,256. As David Brown goes forward, good mark to Kane Johnson. Product of the under-18 competition. He was a star player in that comp, producing many AFL players. Now there's Tregenza driving it forward. They need 2 or 3 quick ones. Well, they've got a chance here. Costa at the back. Here's Peter Marty racing in the goal. It's another one. Mounting a challenge.
Well, all of a sudden the pressure's been reversed. I mean, after that goal just before, I mean, Port Adelaide should have won the game. And all of a sudden it's amazing how the pressure goes off, because it's if the game has been decided. And as soon as that happened, the Crows have gone forward, kicked a couple of goals, and all of a sudden the game is a little bit in the balance. So we'll just see how the two sides react to this situation.
28 points the margin. Still time enough. Stanfield favoured by the bounce. Orman Allen did well. Rashudo floats it down towards centre half forward. Caven over the top. Bond. Caven did well lying on the ground. It comes to Vardy, the unlikely hero. Down towards full forward. Out of middle. I sense a revival.
About that, all of a sudden it's back to what, a 22-point margin, and the 3 goals within probably 2 minutes. Again, it looked like Bond, who has been very good all day, it looked like Port were going to bring the ball out, but again, it's composure under pressure. It's which side can just stand up now.
Four goals to Tony Modra. The Crows are mounting a real challenge here. Let's see if they can get it out again. Rashudo lost it, or Brewer was caught high. Would have to be a free kick to Brewer. They've still got a fair way to go, the Crows, though. They're down by 2 goals 10, or 3 goals 4. So, oh, he's kicked into the man, Brewer. It allows Smart. All our things going the way of the Crows now. The long kick down towards the half-forward line. Modra waits. Caven. Little toe poke. Here's Adam Huskus driving it to centre wing. The bounce important here. Oh, well played by Brown. Taps it towards the line. Still going on with it, David Brown. Also good play by Costa. Gets it to Bond. Bond, the racehorse, breaks away. He'll drive it down the danger area. Modra is there, but oh, that is a brilliant mark. Taken down there for Port Adelaide under pressure by Stephen Daniels.
There's Shirt. Burgoyne, nicely done. Paxman. Chips it out wide. Lyle at full stretch does well. Is it right half back?
It's important for Port now just to try and slow the game down a fraction. Everybody's out, heart's beating hard, the adrenaline's flowing through players from both sides, just to try and slow it down a fraction.
They're doing that at the moment. Dickey's got it. Still across half back. 10-15, 8-5. 11 and a half minutes to go. Dickey needs to be perfect. Wilson hasn't he played a game? Very good. No easy mark that. A name to write down. Michael Wilson, an emerging star already. Port producing them. Kick comes from Lade to half forward. Offhands, loose ball. Rashudo. Brewer emerges with it. Chips it out wide. Downsborough can take it and go. Downsborough 25 out. Kicks a goal. That might quell the resistance.
Good play back on this half-back flank here. They just sort of didn't panic. Just the last 5 minutes of the game, the Port Adelaide players have just panicked a fraction. But just this last piece of play, a couple of disposals out wide, just use the loose player. But eventually Lade's come forward. Good play by Brewer, who's been very good to set up Downsborough for the goal, just to quell the challenge.
Ian Downsborough has kicked 2. 11-15 plays 8-5. Shane Brewer has been a very, very good player. Here's Burgoyne. Breaks the tackle. Over the back is Bond, who's also been outstanding. Brewer again on the Lyle. Two of the best players on the ground. Always slow to get rid of it. He drives it in towards full forward, holding the man it should have been. It was a mark anyway, the big Matthew Primus. So he got it both ways there and will kick from 25 metres.
We see the difference there. The ruckman Primus is the only player left, really, so he has to be up there. But again, in the marking contest against Hart, he becomes a tall player, difficult to man up. It's important for these big, tall players that, in fact, players try to drop the ball on their head rather than waiting for them to lead, because then they become slow, drop it in the head, then their height becomes a factor.
Matthew Primus kicked, oh, he's hooked it. The grandson of Reg Hickey, the famous Geelong coach and player. I know Bob Davis, there's Malcolm Blight looking on. Bob Davis was very disappointed that Geelong couldn't get him. 11-16 to 8-5 as Tyson Edwards drives it and finds Mark Rasciuto.
21st possession coming up for Rasciuto. It's been good in the second half. Ormond Allen from half back up towards the wing. In front, attempted to mark Caven. Beaten on the ground though. Huskus, Spring Heel Jack, hit the ground running to Bond. Marvellous game. Premiership player with the West Coast Eagles to Brewer. Running on is Lyle. He'll put the ball into space. Lyle and/or Cummings. Just too quick.
And the precision of their kicking. I mean, that's the other thing about Port Adelaide's game that's impressed me the last 2 weeks. Their ability to find teammates with the, when they present themselves.
Moving in all directions to that ball.
It's one of the best games I've seen Shane Brewer play.
Yes, no, he's played some very good games for Geelong at various times, but today's has been as good as a game as he would have played that I've seen.
Now the rival full forwards have both booted for Cummings to get the edge here, and I think push Port over the hump. 11-16 to 8-5. Cummings. It's tight. He's missed. He has.
Port have to defend the long kick. Let Crows chip short. Don't worry about too much about that. Make sure they can't get the ball out and long and over the top through the centre square.
This is Bickley at half-back receiving. Haven. He's getting onto his left foot and driving it long. A one-on-one contest down here at half-forward. No mark. Here's Mead. He loves going to the boundary line. He's gone there again. And the umpire lets him get away with it. And Bond, Troy Bond, cannot believe it.
That's what Port have done better all day. Mead was the player who made the 20 metres to get over to make it a 2-on-1 contest. McCartney was caught 20 metres away. You have to get over there and support your teammate. Port have done it so well.
Layden, Stanfield. Bickley, a quick kick. Mondra flies. Oh, he was up there again. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Here's Huskus. Shuffled out towards Wilson. That was by Kingsley. It's close to the boundary line. I'm sure the umpire will come in and bounce. He will.
I think Mondra was fairly high up then.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
He's almost level with the commentary position. Have a look at this. Can he go up?
Off about 2 steps too.
Oh, yeah, just 2 steps and up.
Here's the bounce. Laid.
I think it's one of those things with Mondra that you can't allow him to leap, because he takes the 1 step back and then 1 step forward and up it goes. You have to get your body in against him to so that he can't get that leap in.
Boundary throw in after Laid knocked it across the line. Here's Bond in trouble, dragged off the kick. Rasciuto had it knocked away. Stanfield charged down by Brewer. Stanfield goes again. Was that in the back? Play goes on. Wilson, he loves it in tight towards the outer side. Lyle was there. McLeod behind. An opportunity now. Centres the ball. Tregenza can run to the 50. Not normally the best of kicks. Goes in short, intended for Mondra, and he's taken it. That was a good finish. So Mondra, about 25 metres out directly in front, going at his 5th. 17th of the season.
It's been a good performance in a losing side. Every time the ball's got near him, the Crows have looked dangerous, but haven't been able to get the ball to the full forward line quite often enough. But Mondra's certainly done well when it has.
Goal here. We might find a pulse again. It's good.
this. They're just keeping the game interesting. 4-goal margin, basically, so with maybe, 10 minutes of play to go, it's still probably anyone's game. You'd certainly be on Port, but another goal or two for the Crows. All of a sudden, then we'll just see what happens.
Tony Modra has kicked 5. The Crows just hanging in there at the moment. They need a couple of quick ones. Orman Allen, he went without. He was bumped off it, actually. Took his eyes off it. Strong work in the packs here. That's Shane Brewer.
Right.
And against him there is Orman Allen, and he's not happy there, Malcolm Blight, with that little passage, I don't think. So the bounce, Stanfield and Primus. Primus, more experienced ruckman, gets it to Donald Dickey. Now there's a 2-on-1 contest out here. The bounce very important. Will favour Port. Oh, they both looked at each other. This is Franco, and he takes it over the line on centre wing.
Inside 7 minutes now. Primus, Stanfield. Crows have paid a high price for lacking height today. Stanfield sits on the ball, and the ball up. The attacking side of left centre wing for the Crows. By Rich. Calming influence. 17.95 for 47,000 today. Primus goes after the ball, was taken high, he'll get the free. Short to Brewer. Brewer's away on the wing, down towards half forward. The pitcher's in front of the tall Lade there. He flicks it back towards Lyle, and Lyle goes across the boundary line. Getting the numbers there, but in some cases, that's almost causing some indecision for Port. No one left on the bench for the Power. Lade's in front. Stanfield arrives. It fell at their feet. Rashudo on the way down. Gets the hand pass away. Troy Bond in trouble. Slung. Tyson Edwards heads for the boundary line. And across it goes.
The thing that's impressed me about Port the last 2 weeks, their players run to support and run to the usual position. They're not just running in the hope that their teammate's going to get it. They're actually making sure he gets it by getting over to outnumber the opposition.
The wounded still smiling, and that's a good sign, and why not? Inside of the post now, Burgoyne. Franco slips through across the line eventually. Good pressure by Edwards. Inside the last 6 minutes. The crowd leaving. John Cale seems to think perhaps he's got it. He's down to the boundary. Burgoyne runs it across again. So
I don't think that's a particular sign with Jack Cale. I think he usually goes down late in the game. I don't think it's any significant victory step or anything like that.
Half forward for Port, or big thump was by Lade. Very strong in the rucks. McLeod to Rashudo. Rashudo has found Bickley couldn't hang on to it. Dickey's after him. Centre of the ground. Nigel Smart's had a dirty day. Braden Lyle, free kick. I'll bring it back. Dennis Rich, one of the most experienced umpires in the competition. I won't say one of the oldest. A real headlock left by Peter Caven.
didn't need to call on his experience to make that decision.
Lyle out wide. This is Brewer. Now, Brewer's kicking has been a delight to watch today. Again, doesn't belt it hard, just puts it out in front of his teammate on this occasion. It is Lockwood. Now, Lockwood gives it off to Primus, and Crows players are pretty dispirited at the moment. Matthew Primus brings it into the 10-metre area, but a good mark to Ben Hart. Chips it across to Rashudo. Plays on, finds Bickley. Centre wing this kick. Barty racing after it with Wilson, whose work ethic today has been absolutely outstanding.
11-17 to 9-5. Barty has spent a lot of time on the bench. Primus and Stanfield. Runs true to form. Primus would get it. He didn't. It fell behind. Ormond Allen a very high up and under down towards half forward. Brewer timed it very nicely. They're simply playing the boundary line at the moment. 4.5 minutes to go in Showdown number 1. It seems Port Power have bucked the odds. Their record likely to improve to 2-2. Primus worked out of it. Loose ball behind. Dickey slips away. Does Dickey towards the middle. Mead peeled off. Runs through the middle. Goes long down towards Cummings. Awkward half volley for him. Couldn't control it. Smart's got it. Stood up in the tackle. Nicely done. Got it down to Burgoyne, to Lyle. Now a chance for Bond. Smothered off the boot by Smart. Spins out of trouble. Looking for Tregenza. He's got the run of it. Tries to poke it to his own advantage. It's socked off the ground. Across it comes to Tregenza. Well played there by Ormond Allen. Now Rashudo's away. Kicks inside the 50. Modra goes back 20 metres out. He snaps. I think he's got it. The central umpire confers with the goal umpire. It's a goal.
Stephen Daniels arguing with the goal umpire whether he felt that he had touched it.
There's no doubt that Paxman, and he probably did touch the ball off the Modra boot. We may see it here, but quite often touch balls are paid goals because it's just too hard for the goal umpire and the field umpire to identify. Let's just see if we can see if it goes off the fingertips. Very hard to tell, but I think from the way that Paxman argued, I suspect it probably was touched, but nevertheless the goal counts.
And Modra's got 6 in a losing side. It's a pretty good effort. Battling away down there. Oh, that's a free kick to Primus. Oh! My goodness me. Primus can't believe it. The arm was straight across his neck. Anyway, it won't make much difference at this stage, you wouldn't think. Stanfield versus Primus. Knocked back. Here's Rashudo. Can they get a couple of goals now, the Crows? Modra again! He's going for goal number 7 in a terrific performance.
Still 3 minutes to go, but
yeah, 3 goals in 3 minutes. Could be 2 goals and 3 minutes.
This will put a little bit of pressure on. Kicks it. He's right in front, Tony Modra. And he has kicked it. It's his 7th. Great display by the full forward. Now, a lot of pressure on now. Just under 3 minutes lead. Can they get up?
Well, it is a time for composure. I mean, really, I think it becomes a man-for-man situation for Port. Just to get in the centre bounce particularly, make sure every player's covered, just try it again. They got into that challenge before, they slowed the game down for 30 seconds and just rebalanced it. That's what they have to do now.
Gee, wouldn't this be pinching it, Dennis?
Absolutely. Full credit though to the Crows. Every time Port has taken their foot off the accelerator, the Crows have immediately surged. Primus goes up. Ormond Allen hacks it out wide. Dickey leads in the race. Goes down towards half forward for his side. Well played by Franco. Knocked it down. Sliding in his Smart. Gets it away. This is McLeod. McLeod goes down towards half forward. Eustace. Safe hands. The margin is 12 points. 2.5 minutes to go. Adam Eustace.
Lade coming back to the centre square. He really just has to run out wide. Make sure it's a long kick out wide.
Don't need to be too cute. The ball goes out very wide. Downsborough slipped over. The umpire's called it a Crows free. They've got no time. Hart's got the ball. Wants to move it quickly. Goes down towards right half forward. Caven meters in the clear. Next kick, very important. Caven, a centering kick. They'll contest about 40 metres out. Well played by Mead to knock it away. Lockwood across to Paxman. Paxman kicks it out wide towards the wing. Foot race. Well, beats them across the line. It's Bond and Tregenza. Great defensive fist just moments ago.
Exactly right. I was just about to say that Darren Mead put his fist in and saved a certain mark. There's Primus. Oh, he gets his boot to it, but he's put it out in the full.
Clock stops.
Well, there's just under 2 minutes left in this game. The Crows are only 2 goals out of it. You wouldn't believe it. That's Tregenza going forward. Oh, here's Rashudo. Port gets in a hand pass. Mark Bickley on the left. Brings it in towards half forward. Mead sets himself. Oh, it's a mark. Barney. No mark. Now, was it touched or what? Didn't it go the required distance? Umpire saying it was touched. The umpire saying it was touched off the boot, that kick.
Critical call, isn't it? Critical call. The umpires are out there for that. They've got to make those calls if they see them.
Pfeiffer to bounce it just outside 50. Still time for the Crows. Johnson hooks it out. Port trying to kick it off the ground. They might get clear here. Hand pass. was good play by Lockwood. They go forward again, a 2-on-1 contest here. Ben Hart, Nigel Smart, a bit of experience. Hart again. Hart will come back. He's got to come up the middle of the ground. He's got a loose player here. Tyson Edwards, and he marks at centre-half back. But time running out for the Crows.
Under a minute. Chance perhaps of a tie. I don't think they can win now, the Crows. Rashudo's got it. Plays on immediately. McLeod, we're down to 45 seconds. McLeod goes out wide towards right half forward. Jamison's got it. Jamison about 85 metres from goal. Back to Bickley. The skipper can run to 50. He needs a goal here. Bickley goes long. It slides across the face. Mogra over the line and behind. And we're down to 29 seconds. Paxman, the margin, 11 points. The Crows have not gone away. And Port squandered some chances today. Part of the learning curve. Paxman, good kick though, and that should do it. Franco's got it on the outer side. Clock continues to run. We're down to 20. Franco, short one to Brown. So history, great build-up all week, and the record book will show Port Power have won the first showdown in Adelaide. Brown, who played for the Crows, relishing the moment, drives it around the outer side. Wait for the roar on the siren. Well, it's across the line. We'll get the throw in, and there is no more time. Bloody climax, Pete. Wait for it.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.